Hello. Welcome back to Ball and Banter with me, Amay and Angad. It's that time of the year जब हम एक दूसरे को पूछते हैं, Is our life empty without cricket?
It's a no
Yeah,
agenda podcast.
No agenda conversation. Well, not really. There's a lot that's been happening, right? Like after the dust has settled after the Border-Gavaskar series, I think काफी सारी चीजें हो रही है. Lot of ex-cricketers suddenly coming out, giving bold interviews, giving bold statements, talking about Mr. Fixit and whatnot. भाई BCCI ने भी कुछ नए नए rules introduce किए हैं, and a two-tier system probably in test. And our Indian women team has also done a bunch of stat padding against Ireland. So I think we are going to talk a little bit about all of these topics today.
And just
But
to
yeah,
check,
yeah.
means coming out and dissing our players, not like coming out, because that will be a little strange for us.
but yeah, boys, starting out up top, lot of chatter after Border-Gavaskar Trophy. Starting out with, I think one of the stories that has come out is कि अभी Champions Trophy के बाद भाई there is serious questions that are going to be asked to Gautam Gambhir, and apparently he could be sacked if India doesn't do well. Angad, you want to share your two bits? क्या लग रहा है? What do you feel about GG era so far? And do you think Champions Trophy is that critical to his stint?
I mean, it shouldn't be. In all honesty, it shouldn't be. But you know how Indian cricket is. There's always going to be an overreaction to every defeat, every bad performance, every disharmony in the team. So I think it's sort of the nature of fans like us and even more dispassionate fans across the country. Champions League, Champions Trophy is important at the same time. I'm pretty certain we are not going to win it, but I think at least should get to a semis, should get to a final. And it shouldn't be that defining tournament for GG, I truly believe, because I don't think he's been given that fair chance. We don't know how many of them were his players, like just how we reviewed the entire BGT, right? And this is the point we brought up. We don't know how many of these are his players. Of course, there are some of them. We don't know if he wants to carry these old sacks with him in the team. So I think we should give him a lot more time for the longer positive future of the team.
I don't know, man. Like looking at that this thing, right? Like the two matches where Bumrah was captain in the Border-Gavaskar Trophy. For some reason, we looked more likely to win those than the three matches where Rohit Sharma was the captain. So I think उन लोग के chemistry में थोड़ा है issue भाई. Like I think there is a power struggle there. हमें क्या लग रहा है अगर रोहित रहने वाला है कैप्टन तो I think GG का future is in trouble according to me. I think.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is that ODI cricket is completely different. So you never know. But under GG and Rohit, we lost 3-0 in Sri Lanka as well. So भाई कुछ बोल नहीं सकते कैसे क्या चल रहा है, but they have to unite at some point. And I think this is Rohit's last assignment as a Indian captain, at least in like at the international level,
We hope.
because छोड़ देगा वो अभी. I think Champions Trophy के बाद I think he'll announce retirement from like all forms itself.
अरे
Because
ऐसे क्यों बोल रहा है भाई इतना वो मेहनत कर रहा है जॉगिंग वॉगिंग करने जा रहा है
रोहित शर्मा
मुंबई सा राजा को रिटायर कर रहा है तो
वो ब्रो whatever जो भी कहो उसका PR game is like I don't know. ऋतिक का भाभी सलाम. विद्या बालन से ट्वीट करवाया, फरहान अख्तर से ट्वीट करवाया. नाउ ही इज गिविंग इंटरव्यूज हिमसेल्फ ऑन लाइक दैट.
yeah. Apparently the story is that all of them share a PR agency.
या
So that's a common link that has come up, which is
We don't be
very
surprised if he comes on like 3-4 podcasts back to back, like a beer bicep and a Raj Shamani and like each of these.
should come on our podcast as well.
भाई सही में कोई जानता है रोहित शर्मा को तो प्लीज बता दो उसको अपने हमारे बारे में. We'll be happy to host him.
क्या नंबर है हमारे पास उसका, लेकिन वो
उठाता नहीं है फोन. But yeah, talking about Border Gavaskar, man, काफी सारे lot of statements coming after that. Like Robin Uthappa made a very strong comment about Mr. Fixit and suggesting that Mr. Fixit is Virat Kohli, and he was like, this player should be ashamed, and like it's like driving his personal agenda. Harbhajan Singh also has been very strong in his criticism. Irfan Pathan भी काफी कुछ चीजें बोल रहा है. So like suddenly all these players have come back from the grave, and yeah, any thoughts on that?
I think Robin Uthappa is just very fortunate to still be relevant.
सही में
Stay relevant. He's not. I don't know what his greatest achievement was apart from that one bowl out wala
Yeah.
Pakistan and that cap celebration. That is pretty much it. I agree with what Irfan Pathan said with Sunny Gavaskar that day. He made a very good point that, Sachin Tendulkar played a Ranji Trophy match last before, before retiring, right? He was the last one. And Virat hasn't played after Sachin any Ranji Trophy match. So that's truly, I don't think that should happen in Indian cricket. Every now and then, especially before preparing for a test series, and more so if it's a test series in India, they should play at least 1 or 2 games back to back. So I think that planning also hasn't been right from maybe board has to sort of step in and make it compulsory at some level.
Yeah, I agree with that. But the thing is कि board ने बोला है कि they have to play, but then there is also that caveat कि if they are available. तो वो caveat डालना ही नहीं चाहिए. You have to play. There's no choice. Otherwise you don't get selected. But then the big two they have their own choices कि नहीं खेलेंगे हम. कोई बाबा के पास जा रहा है, कोई जॉग कर रहा है. So
भाई बाबा लोग के तो रील क्या बैक टू बैक आए जा रहे हैं भाई। विराट कोहली आई थिंक सब बाबा लोग से मिलके आया है अभी पिछले 2 हफ्ते में।
Neem Karoli Baba. Bro, I started following him on Instagram after seeing those clips.
नीम करोली बाबा और विराट कोहली।
विराट कोहली.
बाबा, I went so deep in it, bro. 1 घंटा मैं बस उसके रील्स देख रहा था वो बाबा के। फिर क्या प्रवचन दे रहे हैं वो।
भाई सबसे फनी था कि वो एक उसमें विराट कोहली के बारे में बात कर रहा है कि इनकी जो ये बैटिंग भी है ये भी इनकी एक तरह की श्रद्धा ही है, एक तरह की सेवा ही है। और लोग उस पे मीम
क्या
वाला
भाई, क्या?
तपस्या है, लोग उस पे बोल रहे हैं कि नीम करोली बाबा टेलिंग विराट कोहली टू प्ले क्या डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट कि आप तपस्या करते रहिए तभी मेहनत का फल मिलेगा। बट या आई थिंक इफ विराट कोहली मेक्स अ कमबैक वी नो किसको किसको इसका सबका बेनिफिट मतलब होएगा। बट let's see. I think a lot of
But if you
like
ask me, Mr. Fixit, I do think he is Mr. Fixit, 100%. Number one, we should have never let him go as captain. Not in a million years. And with Bumrah coming in, dude, grass is always green on the other side. We've seen this temporary change bring a positive shift in mindset, etc. But is it sustainable? No. Because is Bumrah going to play? Is he
Exactly.
reliable to play, say, 5 test matches back to back or whatever number of test matches back to back? The answer is no. So it
नॉट रियली यार।
never be him.
इंडिया में तो फॉर श्योर वो नहीं खेलेगा सारे मैचेस और पॉइंट भी नहीं है उसके सारे मैचेस खेलने का इंडिया में, राइट? बट या इंटरेस्टिंग and it's that new captain bounce whenever he comes in, so probably we might be mistaking that for him being the real deal. But talking about the aftermath of the BGT, भाई BCCI ने काफी सारे नए रूल्स प्रपोज करने वाले हैं and apparently for one of the rules the wives have told BCCI कि भाई अपनी टीम इतना बेकार खेल रही है, please don't ask us to travel with them. So apparently in a 45-day plus tour only for like 2 weeks the wives can stay with the players. So Anushka Sharma और कौन रितिका all of you need to leave. Send off. But yeah, भाई नहीं लेके जाने वाले भाई. This is like I don't know, feels like a rule that must have was like changed 10-15 years ago and now they've reintroduced it. मतलब कुछ फर्क पड़ने वाला है क्या? I don't know if like the wives not being there would have changed the result of the Border-Gavaskar Trophy. But yeah, any thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's going to be a circle. We are going to come back to this particular topic where the defense will again be from one prominent high performing player that, it's always helpful to have your wives or your partners with you for better health and, being so far away from family and whatever nonsense. So I don't think there's a right or wrong over there. But pata nahi yaar, if it's helping the team out, I mean, do it. Team out, man. I don't have problem with any rules.
Yeah. I mean, keep on experimenting. If that doesn't work, then bring your wives back as motivation. That press conference with Van Gaal once said, वो क्या था कुछ तो sex match.
Only football.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you can experiment that way.
Yeah, that's a good point, though. I think our cricketers need to play some horny cricket.
Yeah.
I think our T20 team plays some horny cricket. It's
Right now.
Our test match and ODI teams also start playing some really, really very horny cricket. That sounds so great. Like even
सही में बहुत मजा आ रहा है भाई तेरे को बोले।
imagine how it feels in the dressing room. But yeah.
But yeah, the other couple of things that have been proposed is like one weird thing I saw was कि भाई 150 kgs से ज्यादा एक player baggage नहीं लेके जा सकता साथ में tour पे।
वाओ।
मैं देख के मैं सोच रहा था, मैं कहा भाई 150 केजी का क्या लेके जा रहे हैं ये लोग टूर पे।
अब
एंड अगर
somewhere between 40 to 50 kgs, including 5-6 bats and multiple pairs of gloves and pads तो एक ही लेके जाते हैं in most cases.
हाँ
But
तो फिर
100
भी
kg
मतलब
का मतलब they are taking, I don't know, clothes and their own peanut butters and jams and
प्ले स्टेशन
वेल या।
but not
पता
like
नहीं क्या।
you play in Zimbabwe or fucking Nigeria or something like that. Where again, I think you get peanut butter and bread and jam over there. But just saying, dude, I don't know what this rule is.
150
बट
से मेरे को याद आया, डिड यू हियर द न्यूज अबाउट लाइक गौतम गंभीर ब्लेमिंग सरफराज खान फॉर लीकिंग आउट द मीडिया न्यूज? दैट
रियली
yeah, that's what has happened. He has apparently, according to sources, said that Sarfaraz Khan has leaked the news out to like the media about the dressing room thing that happened.
But
So,
he's not said it
वो
on.
भाई वो
no, no, he's not said it
सरफराज
on
खान को
record, but
रोहित
like
शर्मा
according to
समझ के
sources
तो
or
नहीं बोल
whatever.
रहा था।
क्या पता भाई. But yeah, I mean that was a fun report that came out. But you can't believe anything yeah, that is online about Indian cricket. No one is like वो ऐसा फैब्रिजियो लेवल का रिपोर्टर अपने पास है नहीं, ये ऐसे.
मतलब
या
if it's even remotely correct, then we know which player is going to sit out of the team in the next test
या.
tour.
Imagine it's all Mufaddal Vora and all.
वो डाल रहा होगा भाई, डिलीट कर देगा वो डाल के।
Change so many perceptions. I don't think we should go by what these guys say. People on social media say.
But yeah, this is like one of the rules. Then one of the rules is that everyone has to travel in the team bus, which I don't know why they have to make a rule for it. I think it should be given, right? That the team travels
या.
together wherever they go. And another rule was what? Performance-based pay cuts and bonuses, which is pretty interesting. I don't know how the players will respond to it, but definitely उनको incentivize तो करना चाहिए भाई better खेलने के लिए, and even they should be reprimanded when they are not performing up to the mark.
Yeah, I think all of this is coming back to that worship culture wala point, which many experts were making.
बट
Which
बट
actually,
या, बट द थिंग इज कि अभी रोहित कोहली को क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला है परफॉर्मेंस बेस्ड इंसेंटिव, पीनट्स फॉर देम.
That is true. That is true. But ठीक है, still like पैसा पैसा होता है भाई, सबको फर्क पड़ता है, whatever it is. It's also a thing of like prestige and pride for them. अच्छा लगेगा कि भाई पैसा भी कट हो रहा है रोहित विराट का for all this time pass stuff. But yeah, biggest takeaway from the Border-Gavaskar Trophy, India lost because of the wives and the girlfriends there.
या.
Yeah, coming to the last discussion point of today's video, I think Indian women absolutely destroyed the Ireland women team.
killed it. My
Some
favorite.
next level cricket 07 stat padding, EA cricket stat padding has been done. India with 435 for 5 भाई, और फिर आयरलैंड को 131 पे निपटा दिया गया है. Did you
I think
guys catch the match? Any thoughts?
I think
Angad?
Rawal is the greatest woman of all time. She
या.
put a half century in every game, and I think today's game she has scored 150 or something like that, which is insane. I think we need to get her into the men's setup soon. Probably.
And
या.
replace whom? Shubman Gill or Rohit Sharma?
But at the same time, I don't know how good or bad Ireland women's team is. I'm sure none of you guys know either. So
No, but they're like you
against
can gauge. Yeah, I think you can gauge from like the overall level of cricket in that country, right? Like their men's cricket team isn't doing great, so I am assuming I'll be surprised if their women's team is rated highly.
why
Like
that
women,
smaller than fucking Goa, bro? Like, how do these guys have their own football team, rugby team, cricket team, and we only have a proper cricket team?
बट या, क्रेडिट टू द वुमेन्स टीम, लाइक दे वेयर दे नीडेड टू स्कोर दे डिड स्कोर. अभी नेक्स्ट टाइम 500 ही मार देना चाहिए.
सही में खत्म करो भाई, गेम खत्म करो, और ये आयरलैंड वगैरह को इतना गंदा मारो कि वापस खेलने ही नहीं आना चाहिए उनको इंडिया के अगेंस्ट.
On the back of that, tell us in comments if women deserve equal pay in cricket.
And should Wags be on tour?
And coming to the point, do husbands now also need to be on tour?
Oh, husbands
Oh
and
yeah.
boyfriends need to be banned from all like women
But
tours.
husbands or boyfriends are on tour with these guys. That's what
आई डोंट नो हाउ, पता नहीं भाई वो मतलब अगर ये रूल मेंस टीम के लिए अप्लाई हो रहा है तो फिर वुमेन्स टीम के लिए भी सेम रूल अप्लाई होना चाहिए
Yeah.
आई गेस.
Is this the Horny cricket that we are referring to?
Who knows? But yeah, I think we'll wrap up today here, guys. I think we have quite a lot of good stuff coming up, right? India versus England series is coming up. After that, the Champions Trophy is going to come up. So we'll have a lot of content lined up on our channel. Anyone who's new here, who's made it to the end of the video, भाई like कर दो, subscribe भी कर दो channel को, and जाके अपने 3-4 दोस्तों को भी बताओ channel के बारे में. And yeah, just comment and tell us what you think about Horny cricket. Bye.
आज के लिए फिलहाल इतना ही। आपकी तरह मैं भी मायूस हूँ, लेकिन उम्मीद पर दुनिया कायम है। दिल दुखा है लेकिन टूटा तो नहीं है, और उम्मीद का दामन छूटा तो नहीं है। इसलिए आज के लिए इतना ही।